Tonight's episode of the 31st Lap Podcast is brought to you by Demico, Chrysler, Dodge Jeep, and Ram, serving the Finger Lakes since 1963. And DirtTrackDigest.com. If it's on dirt, it's on Dirt Track Digest.
This is the 31st Lap Podcast, recorded live in the studios of FingerLakes1.com in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now, your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon, good evening, good day. Welcome to the 31st. What's wrong, Mike? You don't have?
I got nothing.
I have no sound.
You got nothing?
I'm
sorry. Well, that might be one of the reasons why.
Wow, none of us are plugged. I'm plugged in now, though.
You're plugged in?
Yeah, Rich plugged me in.
I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize it was that complicated. Guys.
Oh wait, now I'm unplugged.
Oh well, that'll be part of it.
Plug me in again.
Rich Post.
Technical difficulties.
Rich Post is here, serving as our techie. You can see where he should be sitting. There's John Baumus. He's also playing roadie. There's Rich. Episode number 101 on deck. Big show. Jason Barney's here in studio with us. Welcome to the show. We've got Anthony Sesely. He's going to be joining us here around 7:30, and then we've got William Byron coming up out of the Rolfner Motorsports camp. We'll be talking with him right around the 8 o'clock hour, and on that D'Amico Chrysler Dodge Jeep hotline. Mike, how was your week?
I had a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Just a good time.
That's all?
I had fun. I got to tell you, it's really freaking me out that I don't have my headphones working right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do we have volume or no? It just doesn't work.
It's pegged, dude.
It's pegged? I got nothing.
No.
I got nothing. I'm going to have to take one side off there. That's better. Now I can hear what's going on.
You can at least hear. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the problem. How am I going to hear the phone?
Well, it's pretty loud.
Yeah, okay. We're going to go with that.
Yeah, we're going to roll the dice on
right.
that one, man.
But no, I had a great time. I love indoor racing. It's the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City.
Apparently so does Anthony Sesely.
Anthony Sesely loves indoor racing. He had his 3 consecutive indoor victories for him. He picked up the win in last year's Gamblers Classic, and then, of course, this year again on Friday night. And if you saw any of the photos in Area Auto Racing News or Dirt Track Digest, he was holding the broom. So that gives it away that he did get the clean sweep. You guys got no sound either?
He did just fine.
You got sound in your headphones?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, man, your day sucks.
I like him already.
Jason Barney. So, hey, Jason, how's things going for your winter since you're standing here or sitting here with us?
It's good. It's good.
Really? Because you are here.
Yeah.
Can't be that
Obviously,
great.
it's taking a turn for the worse.
If it's going good, just hang on.
No, it's been good. Just going by quick. Not quick enough sometimes, but it's been good.
How's the cars coming together? I haven't stopped by to stretch the seat for you lately.
It's been good. It's a good off season. We are a lot farther ahead than we have been the last couple of years, and we didn't wreck as much stuff last year, so we have a little bit more inventory for the off season. We had a motor freshened at the end of the year to go to the short track, and so we're ahead on that game, and I feel good. Feel good about the season, and we got some good equipment and getting ready for 14.
I know you had some discussions with guys at the Motorsports Expo. Maybe we're going to have some Pennsylvania guys come up and do a little racing in one of your cars?
I don't know. You got to see how it goes. Our race car is first, and we got to make sure that the 87 is going good, and it's important if you put somebody in the car to drive for you that it's successful and that they go good, and you have the complete program. I think we made some big gains last year and found something that worked good for us, but it's one thing we learned about Brian Howland driving the car and Vinny driving the car and Chuck driving the car is, as much as I thought that I did stuff similar to those guys, I'm way off base. Me and the person that I thought would be the closest it wouldn't be the closest would be Chuck, and me and Chuck seem to do a lot of the same things. But everybody's stuff is different. Brian had a different opinion, and Chuck had a different opinion, and with Vinny being new, it was a different experience. But we learned a lot. It was good. We enjoyed doing it. We'd like to do it more. It's just got to be right.
How's things at how'd you get the wife to let you come out to do this tonight?
Oh, she couldn't wait to get rid of me.
She's like, go, see ya.
You didn't
like,
see the boot print on his ass?
She said, well, can't you just tell Mike, do you want to spend time with me? And I said, well, do you want to deal with him texting you and saying, what's wrong with you? He's got stuff to do here. So
Yeah, you can be nice about the things I would say to her normally.
So
as long as I don't let him go drinking, we're fine.
Jason, you mentioned
Are we going on after
your
this?
trek to the Short Track Nationals last October. How was that?
It was awesome. It was good for me personally. It was great. It was great for our race team. We didn't make the show, but we felt that we were competitive for not being in the best situation for us. Of course, we got Friday night. I thought Friday night was a little bit better competition, but when you got 106 cars, it doesn't really matter. The opening night we got there for the open race, we drew 141 out of 150 numbers, so that put us behind. But you know, we ended up missing it the first time because we just didn't get any hot laps, and but we went better in the C, went better in the B, didn't make the race. But the next night we ran on Friday, and unfortunately the weather was not good, and it rained most of the day.
Yeah.
And it made the reason why we went there kind of, we went because we knew the track gets slick. We had a really good short track program last year. We went really good on the smaller stuff that was slick, and we really wanted to go out there and kind of race in what we've been good at. And it just didn't play that way. Just racing in the rain and the track being heavy and fast, it just didn't fit what we did. But we still had a decent showing for not being at our full potential, what we thought we went there to do. So it was good. Met some really cool people, and it's awesome to race at a national race like that. And it just makes you feel like you can go do more of it and be competitive. And we want to. That's the goal. You got to kind of progress through things, and we got to get better around home before you can go out on the road. But we want to go do some more national stuff, and it was just nice to be able to go and be somewhat competitive.
So, Knoxville Nationals this year? Because if not, I'm going to give you a whole summer worth of grief.
Yeah, that was our first national experience, and the reason why we haven't run one in 3 years is why. But that's so different.
Yeah, Knoxville's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
The track alone is a whole different animal compared to Little Rock.
Yeah, Little Rock is a little small place. It gets slicked up, and you can race more. And Knoxville is just like nothing that we do here.
Yeah,
it's
flat out there.
I mean, when you run the bottom, you run it wide open. When you run the middle, you run it wide open.
Yeah.
And it's obviously outside, it's just completely different, and you get no time. The first time I went, another situation, it rained on Thursday. They put everybody on Friday, and you got your one hot lap was your time trial.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's just you travel all the way out there, and you're kind of behind the 8 ball when you've never been there. The best thing that you could do to go to Knoxville is go to Knoxville, when race or not race, watch or go with somebody that's racing,
right,
because it's so different. You're pitting in the infield. You got to be prepared with all your stuff. You got to be able to have your tires. We didn't even have air. we didn't have air to put in tires. We were borrowing stuff from people next door, and it was just. It was a learning experience, but we're definitely gonna go back this year. It's the weekend's open on off the ESS schedule, so that gives us opportunity to go. And with the ESS schedule as it is right now, it gives us 2 weeks to prepare too. So that that's important. You got to do so much stuff different just to prepare for the race, and it's something we're looking forward to doing, and hopefully it goes better than the E-Main.
You bring up the ESS schedule. Obviously, that came out. What is it? Almost 30 dates. This year, so a little bit bigger than it's been here the last couple of years. Are you excited about the schedule and the chance you're going to do some racing this year?
I am. I want to race as much as I can convince anybody to get in the truck with me and go to the races. So, for the schedule to be bigger, I think it's smaller in a way because doubling up on the weekends, being able to do 2 to 3 race weekends. It cuts your travel expenses in the twos, in half or in thirds. So you can do more racing in a weekend, and I mean, we only race 5 months out of the year here, so you can only cram so much into 5 months. But I think the schedule is better travel friendly. I think it's good for Quebec. I think it's good for Western. I think it's good for the people that are Central New York too. Obviously, I live in the perfect spot, so it allows us
your
to
neighbor.
do more.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Speed Week's back. I mean,
that's one of the
awesome.
downfalls of living where he does.
Yeah. Speed Week back. That to me, that was my favorite part of the schedule last year.
You wouldn't believe. I had people talking to me at Little Rock, just about Speed Week. It really has put, New York, Central New York sprint car racing kind of on the map more than it has been, because to have a Speed Week is special. Not everybody, not every sanction gets to do that with 5 great racetracks and 5 nights at that time of year. And it's awesome. I think it's the best racetracks, and I think the racetracks that we race on are all different in what you do. So it really kind of separates, the good teams from, mediocre teams, because it's so much different style of racing each night, and it's tough. It makes it interesting, and being in the center of the ESS schedule, I think, that week can either make you or break you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a grueling week. I know it's fun though. I mean, for as a fan or as somebody that's on the outside that doesn't have to get up and work on the car and do all that stuff, it's a good time. I mean, I know every fan that I talk to that went to it enjoys it, because it's, again, there's only a few places. I know Ohio has their Speed Week. You have Indiana Sprint Car and Midget Week. And you have PA Sprint Car Week, and then you have, of course, Florida. But that's a whole different animal. But other than that, there's not many places that run where you can go for 5 nights in a row and see sprint car racing, and at beautiful facilities like we have.
Last year, it was 7 races in 9 nights?
Yeah, because we did Merrittville Humberstone the weekend before, and then we had Monday, Tuesday off, and then it was Wednesday through Sunday. Yeah, you were right back at it. But those 2 races obviously didn't count as Central New York Speed Week, but it makes it tough. I mean, I know most teams just came right from Humberstone and came right to Central New York, and took the whole week off and used it as a vacation. But it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm being again.
Can really ruin your vacation if things don't go right in Humberstone.
Yeah, well, this year the Humberstone's. I think we just have Merrittville the weekend before now, and kind of ease it a little bit so guys can have a chance to prepare and get stuff together. It's interesting. I think we've talked about it on here. We had 50-some different drivers compete in every one of those shows, or 50-some drivers total and 26 total. At every race. So it was the fact that it's back. I know we've mentioned it here on before, but pretty awesome to have that back. And, of course, the rest of the schedule's out. Some new tracks on there, and, of course, some old friendly faces as well. So a couple of TBAs that should be pretty big news when those come out as well. So pretty good schedule. I know Dean's excited because we're,
Can you give us a teaser or no?
No, I can't give you a teaser.
What the hell?
I don't know anything.
We got the inside scoop here, and you ain't giving us crap.
I can't give it to you, because if I give it to you, then it ruins the inside scoop.
He's saving it until he can break it on Dirt Track Digest first.
Yeah, come on. I got to, put where the money's at.
You're an idiot.
You're just figuring that out.
Listen.
Oh, no. That's reiterating.
Yeah. I'm really freaked out that my headphones don't work. I'm not going to
sorry, man. I don't know
what is going on.
It's not bad sitting here when we're all talking, but when we get somebody on a phone, it's going to be
You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
Like, where is this plug-in?
What?
Chris says he's in the studio 3 days a week. I think he's sabotaged.
Didn't I ask him if everything worked?
Yeah, of course. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
And as soon as he flicked the switch, what happened?
Nothing works.
Yeah, you're
just like I said.
You set that up.
This is such horse poop.
I did it on purpose.
This is your doing.
No, it's called experience. I know what happens when you flick the switch.
Okay, I'm plugged in.
Good job, Jeffrey Giraffe.
Is there something not plugged in over there?
Everything's working.
There's something over here because none of us are working.
It's got to be whatever cord connects us three.
Yeah.
To over there.
You know
what is that?
It's all good because I can still hear you talk.
I know, but I want to be able to hear the phone.
I understand.
I can't help it. Listen.
I'm glad.
So listen.
I'm needy, okay? I'm needy. I know that.
You're talking about your
I know.
Your Central New York ESS Speed Week there.
Yeah.
3 of those races, you can win tickets through my Sprint Car Fantasy League.
Sprint Car Fantasy League.
You win tickets to Rolling Wheels, Brewerton, and Fulton.
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
We will be talking about fantasy sprint car racing a little later because that's why we got Jason here. Really, just the biggest fantasy sprint.
Well,
car
I mean,
team
we're not gonna get Anthony on until 7:45. You want to do it now?
Well, no. Wait. What time is other guys?
Byron's not until 8 o'clock.
Oh,
William.
So
William had a
if you
piano
want to
lesson.
do it, if you want to do it now,
Are you serious that he had a piano lesson?
Yeah. What? He had a
I'm
piano.
just asking if you're serious. If he's that
Yeah.
well-rounded of an individual,
Yeah,
full of
I
crap.
was pretty impressed. I mean, he had a piano lesson that was going to end at 7:30. He wasn't going to be available until closer to 8 o'clock. And
Okay, that works. That works. So all right.
So we got some time. I mean, we got some
Might
time
as well do it now.
and we might as well get that John's stuff out of the way,
Are your headphones that loud?
huh?
I can hear your headphones.
Mine are just about turned down.
Yeah, what is that sound? Where's it coming from?
Mine.
And this is the show that Mike goes crazy.
I'm gonna go nuts, man. It's the OCD. Cannot handle it.
Wow.
It's like Jason and his checklist. He's got to check stuff off. I need headphones.
I don't know. I'm completely confused.
This is what we've come to.
Shocker!
Absolutely.
We can't get headphones. We got no food. We got no jobs. Heads are
Beer.
falling off.
Where's the food and the beer? That
Yeah,
would make me feel better.
pizza and
about
beer.
that phone.
Yeah, pizza and beer. You can get through it.
So what have you got going on now?
We got to pick Jason's fantasy sprint car team.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Then-
Jason Barney here, obviously.
Now the question
He is
is,
going to be a celebrity driver in this year's brand new Sprint Car Fantasy League that I'm doing. I have, so far, we have 4 celebrity drivers that have sent me their teams. Jason will be the 5th here in a minute. We've got Stuart Friesen, Jessica Zemkin, Brent Marks from PA Posse, and World of Outlaw star Joey Saldana have submitted their teams to be celebrity drivers to play against the fans in this year's new Sprint Car League. Jason is going to tell us who he wants to be as his team. Whenever you're ready, brother.
Are you going to explain anything about the fantasy league, or are you
What do
just?
you want to know?
No, he wants to.
What do you wanna know?
Tell you a damn thing.
What do you want to know?
Well, maybe there's people
I know we
listening that
talked
want
about it a lot on the way here.
Well, so we got what? 5 groups.
You got
Six groups.
One driver out of each group.
Now I'm done. Now I can't hear anything.
Uh-oh. Now
You're like, all right. I'm trying to set this over here. You just keep going.
Okay.
You never mind this.
Um.
What a hot mess.
Well, group 1, the obvious.
Do you need a pen?
Yeah, a pen would be nice.
Mike's wandering about the studio.
You gotta sit down, man. That freaking light is killing me.
You want,
Mike's going for
you want something to write on?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we weren't trying to do anything.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
sit
group
down.
1, I guess the obvious pick would be Shots, seeing though that he wins more races than anybody. But I'm going with TK, going with Tim Kading.
Nice choice. I like.
I
that
think he's gonna beat Shots out on wins this year.
Well, he almost did last year.
Yeah, and he
He only ran
didn't run
not
the-
even
the
a
full-
quarter of the races.
Yeah, and I think with the schedule being bigger and a lot more short tracks, I think Kading's better than
He'll win half
Shots
the
on this
shows
one.
at the start of the year out in Cali.
Yep,
'Cause
definitely.
they always start the season in California, and he'll win a bunch of those. You know he will.
So going with TK in the first group, I guess, and second group, got to go with Kemina. I'm a Kemina fan, and
Just
I think
do me a
being
favor,
back in
will you?
Ohio where he,
As you go along, just do me a favor and circle the ones you want.
I can't write it in the spot where
If
it
you want
says
to,
group
whatever
pick.
you want to do, as long as you got it marked somehow.
He can't follow the instructions. You want to do a special version?
Yeah. Don't confuse Sean.
It's terrible.
So going with Kemina, 2, and then group 3. I thought this was kind of the toughest one. I think Monteith might win more races. in
Group 3
PA.
for those of you out there is
Pennsylvania Posse.
PA Posse. It's a
You know who you better.
all the posse drivers.
No, you
are in
better
one group.
pick, or you're walking home.
Well, I'm not
Oh,
picking Hodnett because
Yeah, don't be a homer.
I don't want to be like you, and I want to beat you. So I'm gonna. But Hodnett probably is the best choice because he's gonna run the most races.
So far out of that group,
That's
the
the
teams
key.
that have
That's the
been
key,
submitted,
running the most races.
Hodnett's been the favorite pick so far.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you. How many people pick Kading? Not many.
You, I think, might be the second person.
TK.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, Hodnett.
I would stay away from Lepo.
Yeah, Lepo lost his or they split.
Only reason I'm
The story didn't give much detail, but
only reason I'm picking to win is I want to beat Friesen at something.
yeah, but Friesen
I don't,
picked Honda
remember,
too.
I don't remember who he picked either. He picked a good team, though, I can tell
Did
you
he?
that. He
What
didn't
was-
pick himself in
No?
Group 6.
Well, he's only going to run 12 races. He may win all 12 of them, but he's only going to run 12.
Yeah, I think I am going to pick him. Group 4, True Outlaws.
This is a tough one, too.
Yeah, it is. But I'm a huge Christopher Bell fan, but I don't think he's going to run enough races.
Right.
I think Hod will probably be upside down.
He'll run a lot of races. He may
also
not
flip a
score a lot of points for finishing high, but he will be in a lot of races. That's the catch-22 with him.
And Gravel, I think, will run good, but who knows
We don't-
how
yeah,
long
nobody
the
knows really what he's
59
gonna
deal
do.
and what he's going to do in that car. And so I'm going with Brian Brown.
Good choice.
Brian Brown.
Good choice. He'll run a
Blackjack.
lot of races.
That guy's got the greatest nickname. I like that nickname.
Why do you think his nickname's Blackjack?
His card number is 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Group 5,
I am not.
ASCS.
I'm pretty dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
You're gonna have to get up pretty early to fool one Mike Mallet.
Yeah, on something that easy.
Group
ASCS.
5, ASCS. I wanted to pick Jack Dover because I think he's going to win the most races, but Jason Johnson's probably going to do the most races.
As far as, the way my schedule is set up, Dover runs a lot of the regional stuff, whereas the national tour stuff is what will be on my schedule.
Are you helping him?
No, he's just explaining to those at home.
Sounds
Well, I'm
like you're helping him.
him and if whoever's listening and whatever.
Well, so
Yeah.
3 people.
Yeah. So both. Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, there's 4 of us here. 5 of us
You're more
here.
than welcome to pick whoever you want.
So we're-
I
so
wouldn't
we're at 9
suggest
now.
Jack
So you're
Dover.
helping. So you're helping Jason Barney and Mike's mom.
I don't even think they're listening, to be honest with you.
Sandy, where's my Thin Mints?
There ain't nothing thin about you and Thin Mints.
Says the fat guy.
Well, my dad's giving you crap, telling you you better pick Donnie Schatz. That was a dumb pick.
Everybody's going to pick shots. I always got to
Yeah,
do
if you want to
something
be
different.
different, don't
Yeah.
pick shots because everybody's picking shots.
Yeah, but if you want to win, pick him. You know.
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, but here-
I mean, who Joey Saldana
Again,
pick?
here's the catch-22
Donnie
with,
Schatz.
with Group 1. When you look at Group 1 and you see shots, as because all the outlaw guys are listed together, first thing that comes to mind is, outlaw guy, I'm taking shots because he wins the most outlaw races of the year. But the problem with him is he only runs outlaw races.
But that's 80
There's
races.
there's guys in that group who run other races outside of the outlaws.
I
during
don't
the
think you
course of the
can, though.
year.
I think if you're an
Yeah, if you're a contract, most
outlaw,
of those guys got to.
Yeah, if you're an
I mean, you
outlaw
might get a guy
contracted
like-
driver, you can't run anywhere that the outlaws
Yeah.
don't race.
Cool.
Well,
The
it
only ones in
depends
that
on
group-
when and where it is. I mean, look at Sammy's at the Short Track Nationals. He wins it every damn year.
Cool story.
As
Yeah.
after the year, but again, you're sacrificing 80 races.
At the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, there's a lot of big races.
Right. Well,
Especially at the end of the year, big money races.
Right.
That are double points on my schedule that are big money races.
You say there's 80 World of Outlaw races, Mike?
yeah,
How many of those are on your schedule?
all of them.
The entire outlaw schedule is on my schedule.
So there's 80 races or whatever it is, or 89. It's like insane.
There's 89
And Shots is going to win 30 of them.
Yeah. So, and let's see, is the Knoxville Nationals double points? Okay, Shots.
And obviously, this being the first year for the league, who knows how it'll work out? But I do know that Shots doesn't do a lot of stuff outside of the Outlaws.
can
There's
tell you how it's
other
gonna work
bigger
out.
shows at the end of the year. He doesn't do a lot of that stuff.
Right. That's why you
Whereas
pick Jason
There
Johnson.
are guys like Sammy, for instance, who does travel wherever the money is when it's on an off weekend.
Yeah, and
So that's
Kading does
just
a lot of
again
stuff
food
from
for thought.
California at the end, too.
All right,
That's
so-
why I think
Trophy
your pick
Cup.
of Kading is not a bad choice.
Okay, did you pick your outlaw pick yet? Or your true outlaw?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I
He
went
took Brian Brown.
Brian Brown. Oh, that's right. ASCS, you picked Jason Johnson. And
Yeah. I didn't want to.
Here's the pick I
So
want
you're
to
going
hear.
with Jason Johnson then?
The ESS
And then
URC
the final
Patriot
group is
Division.
all
The
our Northeast region.
Well,
ESS, URC, Patriots.
Well, I just said that I wanted to win, so I'm obviously scratching myself off for the first thing because I don't win any races.
Jason, did you even find your name on the list? I don't see it.
It's on the back page.
Oh, there it is.
He's right in the middle.
Actually, I'm just kidding. I still haven't found it.
He's right in the middle row in the center.
See,
It's all alphabetical.
yeah, by the first
By the
initial,
first
the first
initial.
name. Yeah, not the last name like it should be.
Frig that.
Why is Frank Cozy on this list?
Why not? You never, I have to put him on both leagues because you never know what the hell he's going to run from your
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So I gotta
Pick yourself. Quit being a pansy.
all right, I'll pick myself.
Yeah, right.
You would have gotten 20 show up points if you from last year if we were
Yeah, you went Short Track Nationals.
Short Track Nationals.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Go to Knoxville. That's 20 show-up points.
Because it's double points that race. So
Yeah.
you would have got 20 show up
Right?
points.
Knoxville Nationals double points, right?
Yes.
Let me just go on record, Jason, by saying that's a terrible pick.
So like my racing career, I'm just getting points for just being there. Getting rewarded for just being
See,
a racer.
now you have incentive to actually go out and travel.
Yeah.
Damn it, Stuart Freeze's beat me in a fantasy league. That's it.
Yeah, because those piling
I'm
up
going
bills,
to California.
those piling up bills had no incentive.
Well, he does have an incentive now because Mr. Mallet here in Dirt Track, courtesy of Dirt Track Digest, for all the celebrity drivers in each league, the Sprint Car League and my Modified League.
I mean, seriously, John. I mean, you got to be with me.
He was putting up $100
When you look at this list,
for
there's
the
got to be.
leading
I mean,
celebrity driver.
seriously, Jason. Like, there's got to be like 6 or 7 better guys to pick from, right?
I think the best
He's
picks
he's real nice. Isn't he?
are probably Stillwagon because he's going to run a ton of races.
He's going to come up and run with us.
and he wins races. My buddy Cobra, I told him last night that he was going to win 8 races, and he never texted me back after. I don't know if that.
Oh no!
If I thought I was insulting him and he was going to win 20, or if. But I think Chuck's going to have a good season, and obviously Steve is just he's not even from this planet, so. He's
no, it's from Quebec, totally different place.
I assume Poirier's going to East Bay again.
I don't know. Who's
I
going to East Bay?
heard he was.
Was
I
he?
mean, he did win it. What, last year or the year before?
Yeah, 2 years. Last year he could have won it, but he had
years ago.
electrical problems on the one night. Started like 8th or 9th in the A main.
And he won the
That's
one
on the
night.
schedule.
Yeah,
too.
Glenn Stires won it. What, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Was that 2 years ago that Glenn won it?
Lovey's
Yeah,
told
that's
me he
right.
was going, but you can't believe anything Kevin says.
You've been asking for setups all year.
I've been trying to get Stires as a celebrity driver. He told me he would do it, but he hasn't sent his team in yet, so I don't know what's going to happen. He's got a week.
Get through Dino. Dino will help you get in contact with him.
I sent him a message through Facebook. He said, "Yeah, I'll do it," but he doesn't.
So is that your
he
team,
doesn't
Barney?
Send nothing back.
Yeah, that's it.
You like how we guilted you into
you're
picking yourself?
sticking with yourself for your own team.
Well, I'm going on the fact that I'm going to try to race more than everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's smart. You can get more
Yep.
points.
Well, you'll definitely race more than Stewie. Although he didn't pick himself.
Show points add up.
Who did you pick?
I
You
picked
picked
Poirier.
Did he?
Well, that's the obvious
Poirier's
one.
been the favorite in that group so far.
How's Kyle Drum been received?
When's the last? When does he even race?
I haven't seen him in a race car in a while. I thought.
You know what you should have done is put a 305 on there too. That would have
No,
been
I didn't want 305.
Who did you consult with to make this group? Just anybody
anybody who started
the friggin' ESS website that Dino put together.
anybody who started a 360 race in the last 10 years.
Dino's got a roster on the website. I just went by that. Kurt Michael's not a bad pick in there, but he's gonna run some 410 stuff too.
right. He's gonna run a little bit of everything too.
So that's not a bad pick there either.
There's some guys in here that I see their name and I'm like, when's the last time that guy races? Martin Waugh. He's ran a sprint car once. At Can-Am. I was there because it was awesome to say, Martin Waugh.
I just put it in there because I needed it to come out even. you see how the rows are even?
Yeah,
I needed a name.
serious?
Oh, man.
Who's running that show?
Wow.
Yeah. Way to
Dustin Daggett.
put it out of the park, John.
Hey, did you put the Sprints on Dirt Tour on here and the Southern Ontario Sprints?
He's got. I saw
There's
Dustin
the races
Daggett
from
on
last
here,
weekend on the schedule,
and
but that's about it as
They're
far as the
long.
North Country goes. Is last
All right.
weekend, and of course the Outlaw shows at Drummond, Granby, Cornwall, and whatever.
Right. So that's why I got Donny Shots.
anybody that picks me, I'm gonna give like a free T-shirt.
Well,
I think I have three T-shirts, so I should be
3
covered.
T-shirts. So
Yeah.
anybody that picks you, you're gonna give a T-shirt.
Come in fat guy size because I might pick you just for a new T-shirt. Beats the hell out of shopping.
I can even put a team under my name too. For that. I can put as many as I want.
Just put 15 teams in. Every one of them's gonna be Jason Barney.
I tell you what, I'll pick you in. I'll pick
put them on
you.
eBay.
Yeah, I'll
Who gave
pick
me
you,
this
but
pen?
You might eat up all 3 shirts on just me.
Can you write in anybody? Maybe can you just go through and
Yeah, if there's somebody that's not listed
I want Doug Wolf.
in any of the groups, yeah, you can write them in if you want to. Go right ahead.
So you're gonna get points for all ESS, URC, PSG races.
Any race that is on my schedule,
We'll give
and
points.
you have the driver and they attend, they'll get points. Doesn't matter if you pick out of the ESS group, for instance, you pick yourself and you go
What if
run
they don't
an outlaw race.
what if they don't
you're
tow
gonna
a
get
car?
points for that race because it'll be on
Just
my
in the
schedule.
grandstands.
As long as it's on my schedule,
leave
it
the
doesn't
helmet
matter
on the
what
front
the
seat.
sanction is. As long as it's on the schedule, whoever shows up in your team will get points.
Nice.
So I only group them just to put a name there so people can have a reference, but they really don't mean anything to the sanction as far as when you're looking at the groups.
Right.
You
just have to pick somebody from each
You
group.
saying that Donnie Shots
so the
doesn't
World
mean
of
anything to
Outlaw
World of
group,
Outlaws?
the World of Outlaw group,
not
for
at all.
instance, doesn't
Mean
just
anything.
because it's listed as a World of Outlaw group or you pick shots, that doesn't mean he only scores points at the World of Outlaw races on the schedule. If he runs the Short Track Nationals, he'll get points for that too.
Is Sammy running the whole World Outlaw?
Yeah,
deal?
yeah.
He is.
Yep. Yes, he is. Everybody that's listed there in the World of Outlaw group has committed to the Outlaw schedule, with the
Yeah, I see.
exception of
There's a bunch of
Delansky. He's the only one that we're not sure about yet. I left him on there just in case. I mean, at some point I had to release the
Yeah, you haven't
the
heard
entry
one
form,
thing
and
about
he hasn't
him.
announced anything yet, so I don't know.
Delansky?
I left him there.
There's definitely going to be more people following the tour this year.
There's a
Yes.
lot of guys that
Yes.
says they're gonna. But then again, it's like every
Well, they
year.
always start
But doesn't
out.
it always
they'll
start
all
that way?
start out
See how
like
they
that.
do, and then they tail off as you go along.
Starts out with 21 cars. By the time they get to Central New York, there's 9.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's a grueling
But the last
deal.
couple of years, they
I think-
have had more than, say, 5 years ago. They
yeah,
have
oh yeah.
increased.
Well, the years since the NST and the split, they only had like 8. Both had 8.
Yeah,
Yeah. And,
Do you think Schuhart and Jacob
no
Allen are
chance they make it the whole way?
No way.
I don't think so. And not
You
saying
wanna-
that to be
you
mean
wanna-
to them, but the money that
You want to put 50
I was going to
on
say,
it
they're
that they
funding
do?
2 teams.
you're going $50 that they do.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
they
think
make
that
it
they'll
too.
find a way.
You
I
think
think
so?
they make it
Yeah.
too.
I think they'll be
I don't
the
know what
story
they got
that-
for funding, but I think they make it. I don't think they would make
The funding's
commitment.
going to be tough though. That's an expensive.
I really don't think they would have
proposition.
made the commitment as far in advance as they did for that 2-car team to not be able to do it.
But my logic is you make the commitment and say, all right, now we need
And hope
sponsors
somebody
to do
jumps
it.
on board.
Right.
Does every
Because
you
when
have
you
to
look
be
at
at
some of
every
the-
race to have run the whole tour? I mean, I know
Yes,
that
you
sounds like
have
a dumb
to. You
question,
can't miss
but
a race unless
okay.
for other than mechanical issues.
I just want to make sure we
Is
understand
that the bet we're
terms.
making, Barney?
$50, they do the whole thing.
Okay, I'll take the deal. The whole thing means every race. They have to
Bar-
attempt to
barring-
qualify.
barring
Attempt-
an injury.
They barring injury, but they have
Oh,
to
for
attempt
Pete's
to
sake.
qualify
Here we go.
every race.
Yeah, I think so. I
That-
think
that
they're going
work?
to.
Jason,
Jason,
attempt to qualify.
Jason, I'd push for a 10% clause on this because you never know what's going to happen.
It's only $50.
I think it's going to be a good story to see that they've made attempt
they
to
will
every
too.
You
race.
just want to take more of my money. All
Wow.
I think
You want me to-
right, so we got that picked. You want to do? We'll get Anthony Sesely on the
you want
line
to get
here?
Anthony? Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Hopefully, I'll be able to hear it. I know. I'm gonna have to actually listen intently.
Do we have a chat room up there?
Yeah, we do. I've just been ignoring
Does
it.
anybody care?
Dino's talking all sprint car stuff, so I'm ignoring him.
Has he mentioned AT&T yet?
No, but I got AT&T.
You
Well, we
switched?
just
I
did.
switched. I made the switch.
You gotta let me know how it is.
It's not bad so far. I had a drop call today, so
It's
Dean.
been one day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a full racing season. To
How's it working in here?
How's what
That'll
working?
be the test. Your phone.
My phone works in here. It's amazing.
We all know the service sucks in here.
Yeah, for Sprint.
Right.
Well, joining us here on the hotline.
What happened?
Hey, there we go. We got you. So
the
joining us
D'Amico
here on
hotline
the
now.
31st lap now, weekend winner down in Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. And he swept the weekend, giving him 3 wins in a row now. At Boardwalk Hall is none other than Anthony Sesely. And Anthony, congratulations, man. Incredible weekend for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, you've had a couple days. I talked to you on Saturday night. You were still kind of digesting everything that happened. How's it feel now to know that you went in there against 99 other drivers, the best in the business from all forms of racing, whether it's pavement modifieds, dirt modified, sprint car racing, 600 racing, TQs, all of that, and you beat them 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, that's the coolest part about Atlantic City is all the different walks of life that walk in there to do that. I mean, here you are racing super modified guys, the dirt modified guys, asphalt modified guys. I mean, the list is just deep. Midget guys, sprint car guys, you name them, they're there.
You know,
That's the biggest appeal as a driver for that event.
now obviously the confidence running high now as you get ready to go to Trenton, a place that nobody has ever been to race on the indoors. So, kind of wide open notebook?
Well, I mean, we went to Baltimore last year, and that was kind of a blind one-day show, real quick in and out. Kind of threw everybody for a loop with the way the surface was. From what I hear and what I know of, this place should almost be close to what Providence was. And, I mean, Providence was probably the most racy out of all the tracks we had. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be some good racing. Especially, it should be good side-by-side racing. I mean, I'll never forget the year Mike Stefanik drove around the outside everybody to win Providence.
Yeah, that was a few years ago, but that was impressive.
Were you there for that one?
That was one of the best indoor races ever. Was Stefanik in that little 36 that time. So,
take us through the A main on Saturday night. Friday night, you never really got into traffic, or you kind of rode your way there out in front. But on Saturday night, things got hairy there a couple times, including you getting into the back of a lap car.
Yeah, I mean, Friday night I didn't think I had a shot in hell at winning once Teddy got out front. And then on that restart there, I was able to make a move and get around him. Saturday track position was very important, but I didn't want to get caught up in lap traffic too soon. Like last year, I got caught up in lap traffic on lap 4. And it was just nerve-wracking the whole time, because the one thing about these cars is the laps click by fast under green, and you don't have a radio, you don't have a mirror, you don't know. I mean, you're running like a scared rabbit. You have no clue what's going on behind you. So, I mean, you just have to run your race, run your laps, and hope nobody gets to you.
Now, I know you drive a 600, and all the talk during the off-season or the last, the few months leading up to the indoor stuff is Lafleur chassis, Lafleur chassis, Lafleur chassis. What have you done to that chassis, that 600 chassis, that's made you so fast?
We built it the first year and went down, and we made the A main on Saturday night with it, and we struggled a lot. I went to Providence the one year there when they ran that 100 lap or whatever it was, and I didn't even qualify. I didn't qualify for either night. I went home. I have a guy, Jerry Moran, that works on my asphalt modifieds, and Jerry has an understanding of a race car. Comes from someplace I have no idea how he comes up with what he comes up with. But prior to Atlantic City last year, he asked me if I was serious about this indoor stuff, and I said, yeah. I said, I gotta, whatever I have of life savings is pretty much wrapped up in that car. And he goes, all right. He goes, then we're going to have to work on it and fix it. And he went to work on it. He made some changes, and we went to Borgers and we tested. I mean, we went there as a race day. We won, but basically we went there to test, and it was 100 times better. And then we went to Baltimore. We were okay. Went to Providence, finished second. We were getting closer. Then I had to work on my engine program a little bit as far as my injection. I had a little bit of a computer problem. I learned a lot about what that computer is doing throughout the race. Don Gould's masterful what that man does with the computer and all them wires. I'll never understand what all of them do, but he straightened it out after that Providence race, and a lot of it was to do with getting the car to handle, but getting Dave Orange made some pretty good power, and then Don Gould tuned it in, and it really picked it up to where we are now. It was kind of a package as a whole, I would say. So that's pretty much where it all came from.
You bring up asphalt modified race. I talked to you about it, but how much does that factor in when you're racing indoors? I mean, you look at, there's a lot of guys that race on pavement, especially the modified, like Teddy Christopher, Jimmy Blewett, that have success indoors. Is that a major key to what makes you so good, or what helps you be so good?
I think the asphalt guys definitely brought the playing field up. I mean, you got Eric Rudolph. He's good in an asphalt car. The kid's good in anything he drives. I mean, Zane Ziner came out, and he was no slouch. Donnie Lee had made the A-main in Atlantic City his very first time he was driving a TQ. I mean, the asphalt modified guys can a lot of what you do in an asphalt modified can relate to what you're going to do with an indoor car. I mean, they're low cars, a lot of horsepower, wide tires. It's a lot of that is in the asphalt modified.
We talking about asphalt modifieds. Not only did you won indoors, but you also won Turkey Derby. We haven't had a chance to chat with you before then. What did it mean to win the SK feature at Turkey Derby?
that's been a race that has haunted me for years, was Turkey Derby. And we went back to Wall 4 times this year all together when we weren't running a sprint car. And we got 2 wins out of that. We won the Spooky race, one Turkey Derby, and I was just glad to finally get that monkey off my back. I had finished second to that race, in that race, like 3 or 4 years in a row. I mean, it was just killing me. And then pretty much Wall's always tough. Me and Jimmy have unbelievable battles there, and I think 80% of the time he's probably whooped my ass. So to get a Turkey Derby win there finally, it meant a lot. I mean, we put a lot of work in the Turkey Derby for years and years and years. I mean, you pull out all the stops. I mean, everything has to be perfect, and then you have to have that perfect weekend. And I just kept coming up short every time. I was second like 3 or 4 years in a row. So finally get it. It feels real good, actually. I mean, it's kind of like I had championships there. I won the Classic. I won all them other races, but Turkey Derby is the one you want. You want to wear that wreath.
Where we see you going in 2014? What's the plans? What's the weekly competition? What do you plan on driving and so on?
I plan on driving 305 sprint cars as much as I possibly can. New Egypt has their own race saver deal, so I'll be there. And then the TSRS has some pretty good races going on. They got a pretty cool deal going on with Grandview and some races at Bridgeport and stuff. So Bridgeport's talking about throwing some incentives up there for the 305s. And honestly, it's hard to find a better group of racers than these guys in the 305. I mean, I probably only run the car 8 times, but I mean, I have a blast with a lot of them people. I don't even know most of them, but I mean, it's a good time, and it's a really fun division, and the racing's hard, clean, but hard. I mean, the cars are very equaled up in the engine department, so you really you get guys there that you look at the cars and you say to yourself, wow, there ain't no way that car's fast. Next thing you know, that guy, you just won a feature. It's like, oh my God, look at that. I mean, it's what the drivers can do with them. A lot of them guys, a lot of them are younger kids, younger than me, that came out of micro sprints, and they're whooping my ass. I know, I'm trying to learn sprint cars and dirt at the same time, and I'm racing against kids and guys that are younger than me, and they'll clean your clock. It's unreal. But I guess when you come out of a 600 micro or 270 micro into a 305, it's kind of like a lateral move for them, in terms of speed and what the car's doing. So for me, it was wild to go down a straightaway and have a wing push the car on the ground. Usually in asphalt, the car won't go to the ground until you hit the brakes.
How tough is it to adjust to going on dirt where, on pavement, if the rear end of the car starts coming around, that's a really bad thing. But in a sprint car, you drive that way.
The only thing that can relate is with asphalt cars that you're trying to get all the drive off the left rear that you can to save the right rear, especially for long distance races. And sprint cars are nothing but drive on the left rear. So I mean, it was extremely different, very different. But the concept was still there, and the feel was fairly close, as opposed to, like, say, trying to drive a dirt modified where they go in the corner, they're hyped up, and they're all over the right rear. I mean, that's got to be extremely difficult. I don't. That's a huge challenge. I don't think I would even take that on. But it was definitely tough at first. I mean, the timing of it, the fact of using tear-offs. I don't have a windshield anymore. I got chunks of clay getting thrown at me. I mean, it was definitely crazy. I mean, you drive down a straightaway in an asphalt car, you're relaxed, you're calm, you're breathing. You go down a straightaway in a sprint car, you're still driving. So it's a big difference.
Which one do you like more?
I love the sprint car. I love it. I mean, I've driven modified in New Hampshire, Stafford, and Thompson, some of the greatest tracks, Concord, Martinsville. I mean, I've been to some of the greatest tracks you can go to in modified and raced against the toughest guys. I mean, when I first started on the tour, it was Tony Hirschman was full-time. Teddy was full effect. Teddy, I mean, he had the whole deal going. And, John was there at the time, and Jimmy, I mean, all of us. I mean, Matt Hirschman was unstoppable, and Savali and all them guys. I mean, it was tough. I got an education. That's what I got out of it, and it was tough, and I had a lot of fun. But the sprint car is about the coolest thing in the world to drive. I keep telling everybody, you guys got to try this.
Did you have any influence on getting Jimmy Blewett into a sprint car?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just, like you said, Grandpa's there and they're there. Why not race it? So they got a deal on it. They got a good deal on a car and a good deal on a motor, and he's in. I mean, do I blame him? No. I think after he drives a sprint car, he may not want to drive a modified anymore. But, I mean, that's just my opinion of it. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll have a good time. Me and him we run hard in everything we do, and we always push each other that extra little bit. We always have a way of pushing each other further and further and further, and it's been a on track competition rivalry we've had for the last 4 or 5 years, and like I said, he's gotten the best of me in many situations. So we'll probably just do the same thing in the sprint car. I'm sure he's pretty incredible at adapting to different things, so I'm sure it won't take him long to figure it out. I'm the one. I told everybody last year when he came indoor racing, he'll be a contender to win, and he ran second 2 nights in a row. So I mean, I knew when he came indoor racing, he was going to be tough. He's going to be one of the guys, and he is one of the guys. I mean, he just had a little bit of bad luck this past weekend, but he's going to be the guy. He'll set the bar. He has no problem doing it. I mean, he goes out there every single time to set the bar. And then, it's your job to either push yours higher or get on par with them.
So what's it going to take? Time winding down here. Again, talking with Anthony Sesely on the 31st lap. What's it going to take to get it done at Trenton?
Oh, it depends on how you unload. I think whoever unloads with the closest setup will probably be right on top, right on par. I mean, it's going to. If you're scrambling, you're going to be scrambling the whole time probably. I don't think it's probably more of a gamble than Atlantic City is. Atlantic City, you kind of know what you're walking into a little bit. I mean, the surface changes from time to time, but you kind of have an idea of what you're going into. You don't know walking into a blind racetrack like that. I mean, we went to Baltimore last year and the track never took, but it ended up being some of the coolest racing we ever had with no tire wear at all. I mean, tires weren't even an issue, so it was great. So I would say, whoever's the most prepared will probably come out on top. And if you unload off out of your trailer and you're on the money, then you're going to have a good weekend.
Well, Anthony, what we always like to do here on the 31st lap is we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. If there's any sponsors, any people you want to thank, anybody that help you out, whether it's a sprint car, whatever, the TQ, here's your opportunity. If you got a website, Facebook, Twitter, any of that, this is your chance to give everybody a plug.
Fortunately for me, it's all the cars come out of the same shop. The asphalt car, the sprint car, the TQ, everything comes out of the same garage. So, I mean, I have from United Crane, they're the major sponsor, to Countyline Auto Body, who helps me out a ton. Warwick Motors builds my motors for my asphalt car and my sprint car. Dave Orange builds badass power for 600 micros. And then pretty much, I mean, the same group of guys I have come with me. I got a good, real good core group of guys and some family, and I mean, everyone stands behind me, and we all have a good time doing it together. And we're going to head into Trenton and hoping to have another good weekend.
Well, man, thanks a lot for being on the show tonight, and we look forward to chatting with you. And, hey, who knows, maybe I'll get a chance to talk to you with Victor Lane again down at Trenton here in a couple of weeks. Again, thanks a lot.
That's the plan. No problem. Thank you.
All right, Anthony Sesely, indoor winner at Boardwalk Hall, swept the weekend.
I'll tell you, it's funny, he talking about him, he said he had a 600.
Yeah.
The 600 in those indoor TQ races here in the Northeast have starting to get more and more popular, don't you? So it used to be strictly TQs.
Right.
Then you get maybe 1 or 2 600s mixed in. They started allowing them, but you're starting to see more and more of them, and they're getting more competitive.
The thing is they're starting to figure out
how to get them to compete with them.
Right. How to get the chassis where it's
the dominant
be,
car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and
now the 600s
are
right there with them.
Competitive. They're competitive. Now, Jason, you're a guy that drove modifieds and sprint cars. Would you agree on his assessment there that the sprint car is more fun? I mean, you drove the dirt modified, obviously. But
yeah, Anthony was talking about a pavement modified.
Right. But
no, I just think that it's a common theme when you ask anybody that's driven a bunch of different stuff and then they drive a sprint car. I think as a driver, you get to be a driver. Mm-hmm. you get to drive the race car. You can feel the race car. You know, with some other forms of modified, and probably an asphalt modified is probably even worse. You feel like the car is driving you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you feel like you're only as good as the race car can be, and that you're not in complete control, and that you can do things to change the race. And you just see a lot of that. You know, I just saw this week Christopher Bell said that, you know, he's raced everything this year, and then he just can't wait to be back in a wing sprint car because it's his favorite thing to do. You know, it's just, and Kyle Larson, you know, it's
Kyle Larson, Tony Stewart.
Yeah, all
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah,
Sprint cars
just-
is what they all love to do. So.
and even non-wing guys, you see, you know,
They're starting
they enjoy.
to- yeah, they're
Brian
starting to-
Clausen now, you know,
Yeah,
and some
they're
of
starting
some
to,
wing stuff.
to migrate over into the wing deal.
Yep.
Well, we'll get back to some of these topics. Chris, I'll turn it over to you here for a bit.
Thanks a lot. We got William Byron joining us here on the D'Amico hotline. William, welcome to the program. How did your lesson go before we interrupted your evening?
It's been pretty good. I'm just glad to be back on the show again, and it's been a couple months. A lot has changed in that time, so just happy to be back on with you guys.
Well, you've certainly been busy. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on since the last time we spoke. You know, you guys were getting ready to gear up for the U.S. Legends division, and now you did just fine for yourself.
Yes, sir. We moved on, or we just raced the winter heat in Charlotte, and we locked up the championship in that. That was road course racing and oval racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So moving on to bigger things and late model stock cars next year with Junior Motorsports. So I'm really excited about that opportunity, and it just kind of all came together the last couple months. So it's been really exciting for me, and my first test is actually tomorrow in the late model.
And where are you going to test at?
Hickory.
Nice. That would be a good time for you. How did that whole deal come to pass? I mean, what's it like to, you know, does Dale Jr. call you himself and say, hey, I want you to drive my late model?
It was really exciting. You know, I had a lot of great supporting cast behind me to put the deal together, and we just kind of got in touch with them, and they reached out, and so it was just a great connection. It was actually our last option in terms of the teams that we were looking at for next year, but, you know, the last but not least, it was the best option for us, I think, and I'm really excited about it. It's a great program, and I feel like with the help of Josh Berry and LW, I'm going to have a great car every race and a lot of support behind me.
So how many dates are you actually looking to do, and what's the plan from here? I know last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about what your overall plans were, and this was the next step that you were hoping to accomplish, and now here you are with Junior Motorsports, with the late model ride. From here, what's the progression, or haven't you really even given much thought to that part yet?
Well, we're going to race about 18 races this year, and that's kind of open to see whatever happens in the opening couple months, but mainly 18 races at Motor Mile and Hickory, and those are really competitive, two really competitive tracks, and so we're planning on running at Hickory primarily for the track points for Josh, and to tag along with that and try and go for the rookie points and try and race the 100 lappers at that track, and then as the season progresses, Motor Mile starts up a little bit later, and that's in Virginia. It's got a lot more competition, so we're going to go to that and trend towards that towards the end of the season. So it should be pretty exciting. And then, obviously, next year, you know, we're not really focused on that right now, but just focused on what we're doing this year with the late model, and then hopefully progress through their program to their eventual nationwide car.
Are you talking about the Sheeler Motor Mile?
What's that?
The Sheeler Motor Mile?
Motor Mile is in Radford, Virginia.
Yeah. I used to live near that track. That was a neat little track.
Yeah, it's a really competitive track and exciting. So I think that's going to be an awesome challenge for me.
Excellent. You did okay for yourself when you went out there for the heat program out west. You know, tell us a little bit about that and your experience driving, especially on the road course.
That was an awesome experience. The first time on the road course for me. So Dennis Lambert gave me a great car, and I just kind of adapted to it because we had never been on a road course before. So, you know, I figured if I'm in the points on the oval, then I've got to race the road course. I can't avoid it for this long. So, you know, it was just a new challenge for me. I had experience from iRacing and stuff like that, go-kart, doing some road course racing. But other than that, I just hopped in it and hoped for the best, and it turned out pretty well. We got one win on the road course and one win on the oval, racing Daniel Hemrick and a couple other guys on the oval. So it was really exciting, a lot of competition in pro, and I just really enjoyed it.
And you had to come deep in one of those races, and you were knocking on Hemrick's back door.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting too, because we had to invert to 6th after we that race. We actually had a really good set of tires, and we set the track record on that for that race. But then they inverted me from the win in the first race. So to come through the field's an awesome experience. I mean, it's a lot of competition in pro, so it's not like in Young Lions. If you get inverted to 6, a couple of kids are gonna screw up a couple times, and you'll be able to be right up there. I mean, all the pros, they hit their lines right every lap. So that was a pretty cool experience to come from 6 and try and chase down Daniel. We couldn't quite get him, but he's obviously really tough as Charlotte. So we'll try and work on it for the summer.
Tell us a little bit more about what are you working on for the summer? I mean, you're talking about you're already going out and you're going out testing. You alluded to iRacing. I mean, you've got to kind of be immersed in this whole thing for it to be a career path. How much time are you actually dedicating to all this stuff in terms of getting ready to go with that late model program this summer?
Late models are definitely the priority right now. There's no, I'm moving on fully to late models. My full attention is to late models, and then whatever else I surround myself is just extra things for fun or whatever I want to, whatever endeavors I want to choose to enter in. But the legend stuff is just for fun purposes for now, and when I want to come back and run some races that are competitive with some of my friends and have a good environment that I've been in for a while. So definitely late models is going to be the complete focus. We're going to go at it 110%. So, I think everyone's really looking forward to it. I know it's a big learning curve, and I'm just excited to get in the car and get going.
So, at what point did you realize that this wasn't a dream when JR Motorsports wanted you to come drive their late model? I mean, I guess the first question is, what other teams? You said this was one of the last teams that you were considering. Who else made offers for you to go drive for them?
We had about 8. We had a couple, actually 4 or 5 primary late model teams, and we actually had Sharp Gallagher, KBM, and Brad Keselowski. We talked to 3 of them, and we just felt like overall this was the best opportunity for me. It just fit my personality the best, I guess, and just to be around a great group of people, and with Chase Elliott coming in next year, and Regan Smith already there, and obviously Dale racing the Nationwide car. It's just a great family to grow into, and I feel like it was my best option overall.
I mean, it doesn't strike me that you're really much at all shell-shocked about this, especially with the list of names that you just rattled off that you had already spoken to before you settled on this. It's pretty impressive that you're not getting sucked up into the hype side of it, and you're really looking at this as a business move.
Well, I'm obviously really thankful for it. I mean, it's definitely a dream to me. I never would have anticipated those opportunities coming into play, but I just have to take it in stride and just embrace the pressure, if to put it that way, I guess, because sure. It's a great opportunity, and I just want to make the best of it, like I did in my rookie season in Legend Cars. But the pressure wasn't on me in that situation. But I feel like I really like the pressure. I really want people to look after me and watch me in that situation. So I feel like it's going to be a really good thing for me, and I'm just excited to have a great family of people, Josh to lean off of and learn from, because he's been in these late models for 3 or 4 years, and so I feel like it's a great team. Obviously, they have a great nationwide team, but I feel like they're going to give me a great late model and progress me through the ranks, hopefully, into the future.
If I remember,
whoops. You guys were chatting in class, so I muted your mic there a minute ago. Go ahead.
If I remember correctly, when we had him on the show before, didn't you tell us that you'd only been racing a couple of years, right?
Well, last year was my first year.
Right, that's what I thought. It's amazing how quickly this has happened, right?
First year in any type of racing is.
Yeah, you never raced anything.
Wow, are you from this planet?
That's why he's.
What's that?
Go ahead. He wants to know if you're from this planet.
It's just been a dream come true, honestly. I mean, it's just the people that I have supporting me is really what makes it go round, because without all the people that helped on the car and the people that supported me marketing-wise and everything to get me to this point, just helps a ton. Because without that, I wouldn't be in this position.
People like Rolf Schnurr?
Yeah, exactly.
Does he let you have any fun?
What's that?
Does he let you have any fun?
Yeah, he lets me have plenty of fun.
This is it.
You got to talk to some dopey radio show in upstate New York.
What was the motivation to get into racing?
I guess just watching it. I had a motivation from when I was 5 or 6 years old, and I just followed it, and I knew that the coolest job would be to drive the race car, but I felt like that was such a distant possibility that I had to surround myself with everything else and try and be in the industry in some form or fashion. So, I took my schooling very seriously. I still do to this day, and that was all to become hopefully in the marketing side or hopefully in the business side of NASCAR racing. So that was my plan from the start when I was 5 or 6 years old, was to be involved in some way. I didn't know that would be as a driver, but that was obviously my passion to drive a race car. But I just felt like if that opportunity wasn't given, then hopefully I could do something else in the sport. And obviously I got my wish and was able to start racing a car.
And how old are you again? I forgot to look that up. You were born in '97, is that right?
Yes, sir. 16.
16. Pretty well spoken for 16, huh?
Thank you.
What are you guys doing over there?
They're multitasking is what they're doing.
Right.
They're listening.
No, they're
doing that.
They're unitasking. They're
Well, it takes two of them to figure anything out. So.
I'm helping them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what are you looking forward to in terms of getting in the car tomorrow? I mean, you alluded that you're doing some testing already. What are you looking forward to tomorrow? What's the game plan for the course of the day?
I think the game plan is just to make adjustments as we go. I've been in the car one time with another team, but so I'm really excited about it. I guess just learn more about the weight, feel the car out even more, and try and make adjustments to help it get better and be able to feel those adjustments. So I know with late models, everything's about saving the tires and feeling the adjustments under you and feeling the car under you. So if I can just gain more experience and gain that feel, I think it's going to be great for me. So, no matter how many tests we have to do to get it right, I think we're really going to have a lot of fun with it once we get going.
Do they set a particular lap count that you're going to do ahead of time, or they just say, okay, we're going to make the most out of the daylight that we've got and spend all day here? Or?
Well, I think we're just going to go from probably 1 to dark or whenever. So we're just going to be out there all day trying to make adjustments and put on new sets of tires and see what happens with the car. So, Josh is probably going to shake down the car, and then I'll get in it and see what I think. And I think it's great for me because I have a comparison of another team to think at the same track to know what this car is going to do, or how is it different than, how does it turn differently than the car that I was in, or what's the grip difference. So I think that's going to be great for me to be able to compare two different cars.
And is it just going to be those two cars there, or you got a lot of other people that are going to be sharing the track tomorrow?
No, it'll just be us.
Just you guys. So how much iRacing have you done this week trying to get acclimated to it?
Well, not any. They don't have Hickory on there, but...
Well, how's that possible?
What's that?
How's that possible?
Yeah, but I did a lot of iRacing over the summer to get ready for Charlotte in the Legend car, but I think it's definitely a good foundation for what you're going to be racing in a real car. And I don't do much of it anymore, but I still try and get in there and learn different things and have fun with it and just keep racing. But with how much I start racing now, I have school and then my Boy Scouts, and those are the two priorities before I go to the racetrack. So basically any time that I don't spend at the racetrack, I'm probably working on my schoolwork or or have some free time off.
Well, if you have free time off, you should be iRacing because video games will get you. Video games will win you championships. Ask Mike Mallett.
Yeah.
He's won the Knoxville Nationals, what, 12 times now?
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
You got it. What'd you say about staying away from the girls? Stay away from girls. Good job. That's advice from John Bombas. Just pretty much disregard that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You want to be
you got to stay focused.
Yeah. Stay focused. The devil plays with idle hands.
Oh, jeez.
Good grief.
What? Good grief what?
No.
No, you're just trying to help him?
I know.
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to
giving
give him sound advice.
Yeah, because he's taking it from you.
Yeah, sound advice.
Yeah. Don't mind us. We like to pick on each other too.
Well, William, tell us, a little bit about the folks who make the car go round and who you're going to be partnering with and where everybody can connect with you. I mean, you're 16 years old and you got Rolf working with you, so I'm pretty sure you're pretty up on all the social media stuff.
Right. Well, you can find me on WilliamByron.com and also William Byron Racing on Facebook, and right now it's at WillByron25 on Twitter. So those are the places you can find me. And over the past year, Dennis Lambert has given me a great car all year, and he's definitely, if anybody's out there looking for a good legend car in Charlotte, North Carolina, Dennis Lambert's the guy, because he'll get you hooked up. But he doesn't have many openings, but and then as far as this year, Brian Schaefer is going to be my crew chief at Junior, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I think he brings a lot of knowledge to the table. He's really experienced with all the short tracks around North Carolina and Virginia and South Carolina, so really looking forward to that, and it's just going to be an exciting year.
Awesome. Hey, man, we appreciate you making time for us and chatting with us a little bit. Good luck out there tomorrow. Be safe, and be sure to keep us up to date because we're expecting some pretty big things. We're pulling for you.
I really appreciate you guys having me on, and once we get those T-shirts, I'll be the first one to. Or you guys will be the first people to get those T-shirts that we got coming. So
nice,
sounds good.
Be pretty excited.
Send lots of fat guy sizes.
Yeah. This is coming from the same person who was giving you life advice a few minutes ago. Just want to qualify that for you. Keep it in mind.
Yeah, they make you fat.
William, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good luck.
Good
night.
WilliamByron.com. Wow.
Nice. Kid is well spoken.
Hey,
oh yeah, for sure.
Go home and start racing on a video game. Buddy.
I know.
Yeah. I've heard that Junior finds people that race on the internet. That he
Yeah,
brings
because he
them
does
in.
it all the time.
Yeah,
That's
Kyle Larson does it constantly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all they do in the wintertime.
Yeah, they say like Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell are like
That's what they do.
unbeatable
They are.
online as much as they are on the track.
I dump them.
That kid was
Dump 'em.
exactly.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. What are you gonna drive around the track?
From the come back around.
You're gonna drive around the track backwards. You
Yeah,
dope?
oh yeah, my guy.
That kid was really impressive though. Really
Yeah,
was.
very well
Yeah.
for his age, right? He's-
2 years racing.
Yeah, and it all
That's-
comes from.
I remember his story the last time he was
Can you
on.
grab a microphone, buddy?
Need a microphone there?
Grab a mic, man.
He's got it.
Okay.
I can hear you fine, but I don't have headphones on. But
I remember when he was on last year with us. The thing that stood out for me was when he told us that he had never raced anything except for the iRacing thing.
yeah,
Nice.
we were shocked.
And when he went from straight from iRacing to like instantly winning in a Legends car or something.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, it's-
what?
He did pretty well. I mean, he had something like 69 starts, 33 wins. He did a great job. WilliamByron.com, at WillByron25, William Byron Racing on Facebook. Go check him out.
Got a nice website. I've been on it.
Yeah, a real nice website. William Byron appearing on the Domingo Chrysler Dodge Jeep hotline. Thanks for hooking us up with him, Rolf. And I believe we're going to be seeing another one of his drivers maybe in 2 weeks if they're not too busy. He's got a late model driver that's going to be at Bubba Raceway Park in Ocala, and if they can break away, maybe he'll be able to join us as well. So that'll be a good time.
Hey, I got a text from Dean. He said Mr. Twister, Mark Bittner, wants to be a
He
celebrity driver.
texted me too.
I love Mr. Twister. Love his nickname.
I'm hoping I'm going to try like hell in the next couple of weeks to try to get Mr. Clausen, our Chili Bowl winner.
Yeah?
I wanted to have him
Did he?
this week, but I forgot. Remember, Mike came over to my house, and Dino come over to the house to watch the Chili Bowl broadcast on Saturday night, the finale, a couple weeks ago. And when Brian won, I said, geez, I'll have to get a hold of him and see if he'll be on the show for our next episode, and I forgot. I remembered the next morning that I knew he was leaving for Australia for a couple of weeks. So he's actually won already twice since the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
Was there any reason why you forgot, or was it just?
No, I just forgot. I hadn't. If you're thinking of drinking, I didn't have anything to drink that night.
What about your boy?
That was not it.
What about your boy JJ Ailey though? You can't get.
I'd bug him occasionally. We've had him on a couple times. I tried to get him prior to the Chili Bowl. I texted him, but he didn't answer me. So
I'm sorry. I'm saying it's fantasy. First,
what about him?
Celebrity driver? Yeah. He's not a celebrity.
Oh, I actually
or a driver.
I actually asked him.
I'm kidding.
I tried to get him to do it.
The
first year of the modified league, I tried to get him to participate like that, and
Hey, Jason.
He didn't do it.
We're one of the reasons why JD doesn't call him back anymore.
Yeah, I know.
No, it might have been the one time he butt texted him. Didn't you butt text him or butt call him or something?
I pocket texted him one time.
What?
Like hours later, I pulled my phone out of my pocket and I saw that it texted like just random letters. I'm like, oh crap. So I sent him like an apology text.
It was the worst day of John's life.
Yeah. I sent him an apology text.
He was in tears.
He got right back to me. He goes, I wondered what the hell you were trying to tell me.
That was one of the many moments in John's life where he wished life had an undo button. There's no controls. Controls to fix this.
What do we got? About 10, 15 minutes
10
left?
tops.
Let's pick the show team.
I want to talk about the NASCAR thing.
That's fine.
Let's do that.
Are you going to pick the show team before you sign off?
Well, we
have to pick it tonight.
Well, it's either that or next week.
Well, I don't know.
Next week's the first.
I can be on next week. I'm fine. I can be here if we need it.
We can.
Yeah. So one thing, somebody mentioned again some sad news today. We found out about the passing of Jason Sides' dad. Larry passed away. So again, we want to send our condolences to the Sides family and think of them in this time. Obviously, that's tough, and you know how much he meant to him. And so, do we send our thoughts and our condolences to the Sides family? Moving on from that, of course, NASCAR, huge announcements here in the last couple of weeks. Not that this was the world's best kept secret. Like
they found a way to make NASCAR more confusing.
Yeah, well, I love it. Let's get it out there first. First off,
wait before we start.
First off,
still gonna suck.
Well, it's still gonna suck.
Racing is still gonna blow, and it doesn't matter. Now let's move on and let's talk about it.
Okay, this is Rich. Yes. So first off, you got a new qualifying format, which is only an hour.
I like the qualifying format. That's a good one.
It's like knockout qualifying, right?
Yeah.
It's
like Formula One.
Yeah, you can just go in and keep going and try to improve your time and do better.
Everybody goes out, and then the top.
I think they found out that.
And then you keep going. Yeah, you keep.
I think they found out
like
the Formula One's exciting.
You don't like it? Why not?
No, because I think the pressure as a driver to go out there and lay down 1 or 2 laps really separates, the cream of the crop. I think that's why some people are great time trialers and some people that aren't.
I really expected NASCAR to go to a passing points format.
They'd have to have heat races then.
I hear that's coming though.
That's what they need.
I hear
that's exactly what they need
are
to
coming
do.
in the next
Make
couple
that
years.
Friday worth going to. They're talking about why does nobody go to the race on Friday or Saturday? If you do qualifying events on Friday, everybody's going to go.
Yeah,
hands down.
The thing I like about the qualifying format they came up with is it puts you don't have to duck into a qualifying trim, and for the low dollar team that's got to make that switch, they can concentrate on going fast and good handling instead of just trimming that thing out and making it.
IndyCar has the same.
I would wear out an engine in qualifying just trying to get one good lap. the whole hour I'd be out there
just matted, just let it ride.
The IRL had that group qualifying format for a while there on their road courses. I think they still do.
It's what is it? It's definitely
it's IndyCar.
IndyCar, yeah.
There's no more IRL.
Yeah,
or IndyCar. My mistake. IndyCar series.
Qualifying, but I like the Formula One format the way they do it, and this is what NASCAR is doing now.
That's good.
I like it.
And make it quicker, because who wants to sit for 3 hours and watch that crap?
People hate one car time trials.
It's boring, especially a place like Daytona.
So they had to do something. Because
where time trials realistically don't mean that much.
No, they mean nothing. So let's just get.
It does. Other than what it does mean is your starting position in your pit stall spot, which is really the more important thing. The more important thing is getting to choose your pit stall for Sunday's race. That's where it's more important.
Yeah,
as opposed to where you start.
Interesting is everybody out there pushing it. And
how much more equipment?
Are they going to wreck stuff now?
Wreck and qualifying. That's.
Is it conceivable? Is it conceivable that some of the top teams aren't allowed a 3rd, 4th, 5th car if they just keep tearing stuff up?
Well, what they go through at Daytona in testing last year with Edwards?
Couple guys.
Edwards went through like 4 cars.
Yeah, 4 cars. That whole team
2 years ago, right?
Yeah. So we have that, and then you have, of course, the change to the chase now. You got the first, what is it, 26 races? Yeah. And if you win, you're
guaranteed to be in if you win.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because they take the top 15 winners, and then they go and they look at the points, and then they go down the points, and that would be your 16th spot. And then, of course, every 3 races, they knock out 4, and then at the end, you've got final 4.
I did say you're guaranteed if you win a race in the first 26
you're locked
that you're in.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not, because hypothetically, if, say, 17 guys won races,
that's not going to happen.
We know that's not going to happen. But if it did ever happen,
right.
17 guys win in the first 26 races, then they have to find out tiebreakers and
so
points.
It's like points, probably.
So they don't put them all in, because then you'd have obviously 17 drivers.
So it's going to be,
and they won't do that.
I honestly like it. The only thing that's kind of scary is if you think about it, if you go to Homestead and Homestead's like your crappiest track and you're in the top 4, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's time to focus is what it is. Doesn't mean you're screwed.
I don't like the ending of it. I like everything leading up to the end.
I like the knockout formula. I like that. I just wish it was more than one race. It should be the finals 3 races. It should be those 4 guys going at it. Ultimately what they're trying to do is make drama at the last race. And
that's just it.
Yeah. And that's what they just did, because they brought it all down to the last race.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again,
I think it's cool that the 26 races mean more now.
You got to win.
The winner race.
You got to win.
You're not going to settle for a second because you just want the points. I think that I'm not a big NASCAR fan because obviously racing, but now with Larson being in, it's more appealing for open wheel guys. But I think it's really cool. I think the first 26 races having the winner race.
I like the winning part too. The first 26 because it does allow somebody who may not normally get in a chase, like a David Reagan at Front Row Motorsports. Those two Front Row Motorsports cars can easily win at a restricted play track.
What's going to happen if
they can win a race and get in the chase?
I'm cheering for Dave Blaney. Win a race, man.
What about somebody that's like a road course specialist and they win a road course,
but you got to run,
and they don't even have a ride.
You got to run all the races. You got to run all the races.
On top of that, road course
specialists
don't win races anyway. I mean,
no, they don't anymore.
They don't.
Not anymore.
It doesn't matter. Marcus Ambrose is the closest you got to that.
Here's where the problem lies with this system.
We're just about out of time.
When you narrow it down to the 16 drivers with the final 10 races, you got they said it. They narrow it down 10 races to go. They're going to get rid of the bottom 4 drivers after the first 3 races of the chase. But they said if you win a race in the chase, those first 3 races, you automatically go to the next round. You won't be eliminated. The problem that creates is you go. Let's say you win the first race of the chase, and you went into the thing seeded 16th. You win the first race. Now you're automatically in the next round. You can screw around and test and whatever. Have 30+ place finishes the next 2 races.
Doesn't matter.
Be last in points.
Doesn't matter.
In the chase, you're automatically in the next round. The guy that's second maybe didn't win a race or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a problem there. Then you can go and do that again in the next round. Let's say you win the 4th race of the chase, which is the next round.
Yeah.
You're automatically not going to be eliminated.
It's just how
you can have 4 or 5 30+ place finishes in the chase and win the championship the final day.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, as a fan, I think it's great. As a race team, I think it's horrible.
That would suck.
Sorry,
as a racer, that sucks.
Racing's a body of work.
Well, I mean, the one good thing again though, it stops that one guy from jumping out in front and being gone, and that's it. So now every time you hit the track, I've always used the Knoxville Nationals example. Every time you go to the Knoxville Nationals, every time you hit the track, you got to be good. You got to be on. You got to be A game every time. Yep. Whether it's your heat race or qualifying, all that.
Walking across the track, you got to be good.
Right, and that's where we're at now. You got to be on your game for every one of those races. You can't you can't screw up. You can't make a mistake. And at the end, because if you do, that's it. I like the drama of it in the sense that it makes drama, whether we like it because it's fabricated or bullcrap. It is what it is. You gotta just take it and deal with it. It's something different and it's something better.
It's TV ratings.
It is big TV ratings. It's no doubt about that.
It's something we can look forward to. We are out of time completely, so we appreciate you guys joining in for episode number 101. We'll catch up with you here. Most likely, we'll be back here next week.